Hi, Shelley. Welcome today. How are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. So today, we want to focus on you and what type of issue you bring today.
Well, what I've been thinking about is sort of a next step for me to really maximize my health is I really know the importance of weight training. And I have never routinely gotten into a weight training program as an adult.
Okay.
So I think that's what I'd like to talk about.
So you're interested in weight training. To what extent are you kind of interested in weight training?
Um, I want to just make sure that I have a really strong core and strong upper body and lower body strength. And at our house, we have pretty much a full gym of equipment. So it's not that I'm lacking in things that would, be right outside my bedroom door every morning. Um, but I just don't seem to make time for it. I walk routinely, and I have the dogs to bug me to do that. Maybe I need dogs to bug me to do weight training. I don't know.
So you have the tools at home, and you kind of want that somebody kind of to motivate you. Is that what it sounds like? It sounds like your dogs kind of do that for you a little bit to get you there.
Yeah, I think the thing with the dogs is I do it for their health as much as for mine. So whenever I think I'm not going to do it, then I think, well, yeah, but my little old girl will hurt if she doesn't go. And my younger dog, who's like full of energy, will be like climbing out of her skin if she doesn't go. So that's what gets me out the door is for somebody else. So when it's for me, it's not as easy to get into a routine, I guess.
Do you think you could kind of be reflecting off of that, kind of portraying it to your dogs instead it could kind of be relating to yourself a little bit deeper?
Tell me more about that.
Like on a deeper level, do you think kind of like you're using that kind of as your forefront?
hmm I think that's what gets me out the door on the days that I would just be lazy and not do it, is
Okay.
I'm caring. So in my life, I do for others before I do for myself, even though I know I shouldn't sometimes. And I think that's part of that piece. So can't, I can't seem to get myself into a routine. Recently, I started a challenge of doing squats and planks and push-ups. Good, this will get me into doing the weight training piece of it using just body weight. And I did it for a little while and then I just didn't do it anymore. And I'm really not sure why.
Okay. So it sounds like you kind of already started the journey already, and the process of weight training. So that is pretty good, pretty positive that you're
Oh,
you're
thank you.
there. So what other things do you think kind of could motivate you to kind of do it on your own instead of you kind of being encouraged by your animals?
Um, well, I look at my mom and she's not physically well, and I want to be stronger and in better physical condition at her age, and just good physical condition for my age as I get older. So that's a motivation. I think sometimes I overwhelm myself instead of just doing a little bit. I feel like I have to like do it all. Um, so maybe doing a little bit.
So I hear kind of your concern for others. That's what it sounds like, your mother and your animals. But what does Shelly want?
I want to be strong. I want to be able to do fun things that take physicality, like hiking and going on vacations and riding my motorcycle and all of those things that take upper and lower body strength. So I want to make sure that I'm able to do that for many, many years. And you don't use it, you'll lose it. So um, I think that's part of it.
So what are some of your goals? What are some of your goals for your weight training? You already started, but what would be two goals that you would want to commit to within the next couple of weeks?
Um, the first thing that came to my mind is do something at least 3 times a week. And it doesn't have to be any particular 3 days. It could be any 3 days from Monday to Sunday. And I don't know, the squats and planks and push-ups thing was kind of a good motivator. So maybe I just need to take another run at that and try it for 3 days each week, maybe.
Yeah, that sounds fairly doable, wouldn't you say?
I think so. I think so.
Okay. Okay. So it sounds like you're kind of you're there. You're just kind of at a plateau right now. And you're trying to figure out, it's kind of a little scary, it sounds like to you. Would that be accurate to take the next step?
If I look into the future, it's scary to think of not doing it. And so I need to get with it. I need to do this.
And looks like you're well on your way, Shelly. So you're doing really great. So just keep up that motivation and keep trying.
Thank you.
So what are some other things that you kind of want to talk about regarding that?
I guess I'd like to figure out how to stop myself when I start overwhelming myself. Instead of just thinking I can just do this, 15 minutes of squats and planks and push-ups and that will be good for a period of time. Then I start going, oh, I really should also be doing, overhead weights and lunges, and I really should be, doing the leg machine. I really should be. So maybe what I could do is contract somehow with myself so that I'm okay for a certain period of time just doing the 3 times a week, certain numbers, increasing numbers, each time do a few more than the time before, maybe for a month and see how it goes.
So yeah, actually, I kind of heard you say quite often you were kind of comparing yourself to what should be. And who created that should be standard?
That would be me.
You want to talk a little bit more about that? Well, why would you create a standard like that to that extent of what should be when it's Shelly's story?
It's a good question. I don't know. I'll have to think about that for a while, I think.
Okay. That would be great, actually. Yeah. That's something you kind of, like I said, I understand that you kind of really concerned for others quite often. And that's great. Don't get me wrong. That's great to do that. But at the same time, you want to kind of look at the longevity, like you stated, of, later on in life. And you want to kind of figure out, what does Shelly need right now? Mm-hmm. And how is Shelly going to get to there?
Mm-hmm. And take those steps.
Yeah, definitely. And those are some great steps to think about.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
And then maybe each month I can reevaluate what's acceptable for the next month. And so then that second guessing myself will only come every month. It won't come in the middle of a workout saying, oh, I really should do more. I have permission to just do that certain thing for that 30 days and then recontract with myself. I think maybe that, 30 days might be too long, but I'll try 30 days for a while, I think.
Yeah, allowing yourself and giving yourself permission is a great start. Definitely. I think that's kind of, would you say that would be maybe the fundamental foundation of this, to allow yourself to kind of create your own workout?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm a type of person too, that when I start to do something, then I start researching it, and then I get so much information. That's part of what overwhelms me. So maybe the other thing I need to do is not be researching anything about it or looking for any, super neato workouts or anything. Just focus on that particular combination, because it gets pretty much every piece that I need to, really focus on initially for some core strength in upper and lower body. So I think I'll just have to make that the goal. That seems like a pretty solid plan.
Yeah, that sounds like a
sure I can stick with it.
That sounds like a doable goal. I think
Mm-hmm.
so. You know,
Mm-hmm.
just kind of going off of what you're able and what your knowledge contains right now. That, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's good enough in itself. You know what
Mm-hmm.
your body is, right? And what your body's like and how much it can tolerate.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that is the other thing that I just remembered. One of the reasons I stopped doing the 3 things, and I may need to reevaluate this now that I think about it. The planks and the squats are great, but the push-ups, I have something going wrong with my right elbow right now. And so when I couldn't do the push-ups anymore, then I started just doing the squats and the plank. But then it was like, I need to find something else. I need to find something else because I'm not doing the push-ups anymore. And so I think that's what spun me out.
Yeah.
I think that's what derailed me. So I'll have to do some thinking about what I can do to replace the push-ups. I had forgotten about that until I moved my elbow and it hurt. And, oh yeah, now I remember.
Yeah. That sounds like you kind of want to look for an alternative due to some of the body parts that are aching already. Yeah, definitely. That's a good idea, though. That's a very good idea. So, Shelley, before we kind of close our session today, is there anything else you want to recap on?
I don't think so. It was good just to be able to talk it out. And I appreciated your encouragement.
Definitely. So what I'll do is I'll kind of do a fast recap. Would that be okay with you?
Please.
Okay. So it sounds like kind of you wanted to start doing a core workup or workout, should I say, and kind of work on the lower and the midsection. Is that correct? Does that sound about right?
And upper body.
And upper body. Perfect. So the whole body. Great. So, and it looks like you already started. So that is a positive start. And it sounds like you're a person that kind of really gave your time a lot to your animals and your mother. And it's kind of right now you're at the point to where it seems like you would want to focus on yourself. Mm-hmm. And kind of take that into consideration so that you can actually modify your workout to be able to work for you. And it sounds like you do a lot of research before you do something, and that's great as well. But also you're kind of learning how to not research as much to where it kind of hinders your way of life, I guess, could I say? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it sounds like you have some great goals and some great thoughts to think about regarding kind of creating a plan to kind of do it quite like daily or a couple days throughout the week, and to be able to create a plan for Shelley and Shelley only. Does that sound about right?
That sounds right. Yeah.
Okay. Well, great. Well, I hope you, and I encourage that you get to your goal, and I encourage you along this journey. If you have any questions, feel free to kind of stop by or just kind of give me a call. Would that be okay?
That'd be great. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Shelley.
Yeah, thank you.